Turning to abortion, which is probably the most important and contentious subject, the controversy surrounds the frequency of abortion. It is true that women, for many, many years prior to the onset of the Roe v. Wade decision in 1972, were faced tremendous struggles and hardships in obtaining illegal abortions. And these abortions were generally disapproved of. But the one thing to remember was that an abortion itself was far rarer occurrence back in those days. And what changed was the overwhelming number of women, starting in the 1960s and later, that absolutely were faced with this dilemma. And as a result, the issue pertaining whether or not the procedure of abortion should be legal or illegal came to the forefront. And the U.S. law is governed by the Roe v. Wade decision, but that decision really only anticipated slightly the viewpoint of the public on the issue, in that in many states the majority of citizens would support the woman's right to choose. At the present, it's about 50-50. About half the people believe that legal abortions is the equivalent of taking of a human life, and the religions are at the forefront of this viewpoint. Advances in our understanding of fetal development tend to support the concept that personality characteristics which we identify as human occur quite frequently. Supporters of legal abortion strongly believe that the decision belongs to the individual, not the government. They also note that banning abortions will not stop them, but will force women into again having illegal and dangerous abortions. I might point out that it is interesting on issues such as abortion and some of the other issues that I'm going to be talking about, is that the liberal point of view is actually a point of view which is to take government out of the regulation of human behavior. And the conservative point of view is for more government to regulate human behavior. When we get to economic issues, you will see that the viewpoints are exactly in reverse. The public today is about 50-50 on the legality of most abortions. 35% think it should always be legal. Another 9% think it should be legal in most circumstances. 3% are unsure. 15% are rigidly opposed to all abortions, and 38% feel that it should be legal in a few circumstances. The debate on abortion is international as well, and you can see that the countries in blue here are the countries where abortion is legal on request, and that covers North America, with the exception of Mexico and Central America, most of Europe, but with the exception of Poland and Ireland notably, and to a certain extent, I believe it is Finland. And then you can see that the Catholic nations in South America and Central America, as well as African and Mideastern nations, those where the Muslim religion prevails, continue to make abortion generally illegal. That whether an abortion is legal or illegal doesn't really affect its frequency. For example, in Brazil is a country where there is a strong frequency of abortion, but the practice remains illegal. The countries with the highest abortion rate are the Eastern European countries, such as Russia and Czechoslovakia and the Ukraine and those. The rate in Europe is quite low, and the rate as it is in Canada, the rate in the U.S. is fairly moderate in comparison with other countries. In the United States, the abortion rate climbed, dating from the Roe v. Wade decision, where we started tracking them because before that time they were illegal. The abortion rate climbed in the 1980s, but has come down significantly since. Nevertheless, over 40% of women between the ages of 40 and 49 have experienced at least one abortion. The degree to which publicly financed abortions are permitted, that's through the Medicaid program, varies significantly from state to state. You can see that California is a state where abortions are funded without limitation under the Medi-Cal program. Under many of the southern and Midwestern states, it's only covered under Medicaid if there's life endangerment, rape, or incest. An issue which has been on the California ballot several times involves whether a parent should be notified or their consent be obtained when a minor has an abortion. Currently in California, there is no such rule, and the efforts to impose such a rule have not been successful at the ballot box. But in a majority of states, there is a consent and notification law, as you can see from this map. Republicans tend to be opposed to fully legalized abortions, while Democrats are pro-choice, but a substantial number of Democrats have supported legislation to prohibit late-term abortion.